Early in the United States history, we're talking around 1761, 15 years before the Declaration of Independence was signed, the American colonists were still loyal to the British, and they celebrated King George III becoming the king. The colony stretched from present-day Maine to Georgia. The colonists came from a number of European backgrounds, but most were English, and they believed very strongly in the principles of the Magna Carta, which is a document we will discuss in just a minute. But for now, what I want you to know is that the Magna Carta established the principles that no one is above the law, not even the king, and that no one can take away certain rights. But in 1763, King George III began to assert his authority over the colonies. England had been fighting in the 7 Years' War and had just won. King George III decided that the colonists needed to share in paying for the cost of that. The English colonists protested this. They said that they had rights. After nearly a decade of trying to assert their rights, armed conflict occurred, and eventually the colonists separated from British rule. We'll explore that in a lot more detail. But before we go any further, one thing I want to note is that Philadelphia is often considered to be America's birthplace, and the city played a central role in the creation of the United States of America and the creation and founding of our government. In fact, 5 of the most important documents were written, at least in part, by the founding fathers in Philadelphia. So now with that little bit of history behind us, we're going to start to explore and review some of the important founding documents.